definition is a quality is a characteristics of an entity. Okay, entity may be a product or service. Okay, which bears ability to meet stated and implied need of customer. Is a characteristic of an entity which bears ability to meet stated and implied need of a customer. So most important, what is this? It's a characteristic of an entity, number one thing. Number two, it should be able to meet customer need. And customer need are two type. Either that be a stated or that be a implied. What is the difference between two? Stated means when your company or customer is asking for that particular written thing. Okay. If your what is your specification, that is your stated. What is not in your specification and written, but it is implied. A TV should be visible. There should be a screen if you are talking about TV. Okay. If you are buying a car, it should be able to move. That's an implied need. Okay. Nobody will tell you it will walk. It will nobody right. It will move. It will move. Car is an implied need. So many things are stated, many things are not implied. Combining both need is your customer need. In software industry, many times it happens, Nivedita can tell, that customer is not able to apprehend what is her or his requirement only. So understanding implied need is very important in that kind of software development, because customer is not literate enough to understand his or her requirement. Okay. Specifically, like when you are consulting. So when you are consulting, even when you are delivering something, you need to explain what is customer needed. Customer comes with a problem, and then as a consultant, as a software development or in construction, you convert the problem into the requirement, and then the requirements are stated and implied need on the basis of stated and implied need of a customer. So we understand the quality better now. Then this is a market size. Okay, the big market size is there, and there is only one company. Okay, they can grow, they have everything, so all focus goes on to the revenue thing. Nobody focus on the even the cost. So all the startup get the funding, capture the market, capture the market, capture the market. Now suddenly a new company comes into the picture. Okay, now your market size is divided between two. Imagine the third company come into the picture. Your market size is not growing, but you have a tier 3 competition. Now, to make you profitable, you cannot directly grow on revenue. You have to focus to make your profit. Rather than the revenue, you will be focusing on the cost. So first company you ever come into the market, it's a market size, a bigger pool. Either you should be able to increase your market size. Right now, any company is limited to the India market or Gulf industry or MEA. Can we go to the Europe, so increase the market size? Then we can grow properly. Or if your market size is not increasing, you have to compete within this. So then you have to grow to capture more customers on a margin. You will be doing the cost reduction plan. But Six Sigma says you should be focused simultaneously. Cost should be in focus while not having any dissatisfaction to the customer, to the employee, to the environment. Okay, because we are saying sustainable long-term growth. It's not a 1 quarter or a 1 year growth. It's a long term. I can create a cost reduction program in a while. I can increase the profit. But can I sustain that profit? I do the cost cutting throughout left, right, center. I reduce the salaries of the people. I hire the cheap labor. I just reduce the increments. I can reduce the cost. But will that be sustainable? No. Can it desire the growth next time, the predictable growth? It will not give me the predictable growth. It will have the only quarter effect. People will attrite left, right, center. So this is called SIPOC. S for supplier, I for inputs, P for process, O for output, and C for customer. Okay. But is the input required for processing or one more thing required for the process? A process cannot be done only based on input. What is one more thing required to make the process, to make the output? So important part is that customer is in focus. Now quality things come into this picture over here. Without this, nothing will happen. Quality is important part of that. So customer sees only the output, right? Is customer concerned? How many people you put? What is the process you have? What is the input you gave? Or what kind of quality of output you have? Now, important part is if I want to ensure that my best thing goes to the customer, how do I ensure? One thing I can do the quality inspection over there. So I will just go in the history of Six Sigma also, I will repeat it, but let's discuss it. When there is in history of Six Sigma, how this is involved. Okay, let's touch that basically. So first thing come into the quality inspection. See, quality inspection is nothing but what does this quality inspection means? Quality inspection means QI means judgment to segregate good and bad. So idea is that first before you are serving to the customer, just taste it. How good your tea is. If it is passing in your criteria, then only serve it. Otherwise, do not serve to the customer. So I'm safeguarding the customer to make a best quality to the customer only. Right? But what I am doing, I am just only doing the segregation. For example, you are the company who is manufacturing now 10 million or 1 million part. And out of that, 5% are bad. Imagine how many bad parts you are making. Now, how to control that? By quality inspection, can I control that? If I want to ensure 100% quality or near to 100% quality, how would I control that? We will call this as a Y, and we will call this as XP, and this we will say XI. So my Y is dependent on X, right? Can I say this equation? My Y is a function of
X and XP.
Input and XP. Can I say this? This is called cause. And these are called independent variable. Why is a dependent variable? Because it is depending upon these things. Called factors also. But imagine we are talking about if my even input is okay, my process is okay. So this concept of evolution is called QC. What do we call this? First is called QI. Okay. QI means quality inspection. Variation can be two types: common cause variation and special cause variation. Okay. And we understood about the element of variation also. One thing you should also learn about these two things. Then when we have any process, in any process, we have assignable cause that make process assignable process make process and sorry, and assignable causes make process unstable. When there is a assignable cause in any process, that make process become unstable. And it's not a this is called a voice of process, common causes, and this is not a voice of process. In any process, we have, whenever we have an outlier. For outlier, what do? We do RCA, root cause analysis. Okay. And when we do root cause analysis, what do we take? A kappa. It's what? It's the mathematics of collection, organization, interpretation of data, especially the analysis of population, characteristics by inference of sampling. So, few important things coming into the slide and the definition. It's a collection and organization and interpretation of data. So, three things for the data. What do? We collect the data, we organize the data in statistics, and then we interpret the data. And why do we do these things? Because we analyze the behavior of the population based on the analysis of samples. Okay. Why do we do the statistics? How the business and statistics are related? Because when we want to take any decision, we want to take an informative decision. It should be a database decisions. Understanding data and its behavior, sensing the process variations, applying statistic diagnostic tools, and facilitates data comparisons.